Is it taboo? What is your kink? Tell me your vice. Does it hit your spot? How do you define love? These are all topics that can be explored at Exxotica. Since its first event in 2006, the Exxotica Expo has become the largest adult event in the United States dedicated to love and sex, traveling across the country with stops in exotic locations like Miami, Chicago, New Jersey, and the District of Columbia. Exxotica turns a 3-day weekend into an escape for like-minded adults who are looking to learn new techniques, exploring new limitations, and celebrating the sexy in all of us. Descending into the Dulles Town Center, just outside of Washington, D.C., Exxotica Expo DC featured a host of legends, current stars, and up-and-comers in the adult entertainment industry. Entrepreneurs who feature services and wares on the erotic side, a wrestling legend, and of course, thousands of like-minded souls who were there to explore a different side of life without pretense or judgment. Exxotica allowed fans to get up close and personal with their favorite adult entertainers. In this case, we had the opportunity to sit down, well, not sit down, but talk to the lovely Carmela Clutch. She is an entertainer who burst upon the scene 3 to 4 years ago and is known for many things, but mostly for her engaging and magnetic personality, which is on full display during our conversation. Take a look.
And we are here with the beautiful Carmela Clutch. Carmela, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for stopping by.
Well, thank you for being here. Now, I have a couple questions. Webster Style is a male style magazine, but we really focus a lot on fragrance. So I want to ask you, what is your favorite fragrance right now?
Ooh, I have a couple, and I've been asking fans every time I, like their cologne. So far, it's been Valentino. There's something from Valentino that I really liked. There was Sauvage that I liked, and Paco Rabanne, the new one, not the old one. I like those three.
Now, what fragrance on a man drives you wild?
Ooh, the smell of me on his lips.
Okay. All right. Getting hot in here. Another question. So I saw a couple years ago you did some comedy with CT and some of the troop out in, I guess, LA. Have you thought about transitioning into mainstream comedy?
I would love to. That would be amazing. I'm a big goofball. Everyone's always laughing at me or around me, so why not turn that into a profession, hey?
Sounds great. Like I see some of us a while ago, I'm like, she hasn't done anything else. Like she was really, like, it seemed like you had a lot of fun.
It was
doing those videos.
It was a lot of fun. It was amazing, and I would love to do more comedy. I would love to do more skits. So if there are any comedians out there that would like to write up a script and do some work together, let's do it.
Awesome. That sounds good. Now, one last question. What is the nerdiest thing you've done in the past 6 months?
So I've had a chess tournament night. I am sad to say I lost the very first couple moves in. I'm not a chess player, but my friends are, and so we did like a movie and game night. We played Arabian Nights, which is kind of like almost like D&D meets Catan. Sorry. Yeah, so it was. I did like a nerdy game night, and it was a lot of fun to me. Like, I'd rather do that than go to a club.
Well, that sounds absolutely fun, and I'd rather do that than go to a club myself. Now, tell everybody out there where they can find you.
Ooh, you can find me on Instagram at officially clutched. You can find me on Twitter at clutch or Carmela_clutch, and OnlyFans clutch VIP.
Thank you very much, Carmela. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I really appreciate you, and I love your style. I just had to. I know I complimented you on this before, but I had to say it for the camera. Amazing, head to toe, everything, even the bow. Oh, it's perfection.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
While still hypnotized from the angelic Carmela Clutch, we made our way over to talk to Mr. Monday Night himself, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, Mr. Rob Van Dam, who was there not to talk wrestling, but to talk about his line of CBD, aka RVD CBD.
Webster Style, the man, the voice of fragrance. We're here with wrestling legend RVD. How you doing today, sir?
Dude, so excellent. I'm having a great time. I feel fantastic, and that's gonna be your answer, dude. Awesome.
Awesome. I love
How are
hearing
you
that.
doing?
I'm doing great. Actually, I saw you my first SmackDown when I was in college at it was Horizon Center then. So it's been a long time since then, but I was a fan of yours from ECW until now. So I have a couple good questions. My blog is very much about men's style and fragrance. So I want to know, what is your favorite fragrance? Fragrance, like colognes.
Oh.
Do you have one?
Boss.
Okay, boss. Okay, all right. So tell me about RVD CBD.
Well, I've been an advocate for marijuana for 30 years almost, something like that. And so it's something I've always paid a lot of attention to when other people were paying attention to other stuff, like how to dress nice and which colognes are the best. I can't tell you about sports cars, sports. There's so many things that make me different. People don't realize one of a kind doesn't just refer to my wrestling. But anyway, I happen to know a lot about cannabis. When the time came to where I would start my own cannabis line, it ended up being CBD. Now that it's quasi-legalized, depending on where you're at, you can control, with the packaging and everything. Before anybody could rip you off, and why grow a plant and call it Van Daminator when anybody could do the same thing? But so now, we have the brand, and we have THC is under it. There's over 100 cannabinoids in the plant. THC is just one of them. CBD, CBG, CBN, so many that people have never heard of, and that's where the science is going now. So the reason that I decided to start my own line personally was I wanted to attribute to the study of fighting long-term brain damage, because a lot of my peers are dead, and it's like half of them are from suicide and half are from prescription drug overdoses. Both all seem to relate to a high number of concussions accumulated over their career. And I've had a lot of concussions myself, so I was very interested when I started reading that CBG could be a big factor. CBG's kind of like a stem cell. It's an early stage of development for the cannabinoid, and it can become a CBD or THC at that point. Anyway, still working on the ultimate brain formula, but I have a lot of other products: pain creams, tinctures, gummies. If you do want to get high, we have Delta 8 and Delta 10 vape pens. People want different results, so everyone asked, what would you recommend if I just want to try your product? First, tell me what you're looking for, what you need relief from. But I've said for 30 years, it's the most resourceful plant, the cannabis plant, on the entire planet. And I'm just doing now, I'm able to now use some of my knowledge to help people. And the feedback I get from people that have used my product feels so good. I've helped contribute to their quality of life, and really the whole prohibition thing is anti-enjoy your life. It really is. It could replace CBD, THC, cannabis could replace up to 80% of pharmaceuticals. That's one of the main reasons it's prohibited. And now people are hearing about CBD. It's getting more popular. A lot more places are carrying it. There's still a lot of questions. People are confused. Hopefully I cleared some of that up. And for sure, if you're weary about whether or not you're getting the right thing, I stand behind my brand, RVD CBD, not only as being legit, but also the best. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Rob. That was very informative and enlightening, and I learned something today. I appreciate it. Where can everyone find more about what you're doing and more about RVD CBD?
Yeah, so everywhere on social media, I'm at The Real RVD. Follow me on YouTube. Bam. Here, scan this with your phone. And that's where to keep up to date with me, because I film when I travel around. I'm filming here at Exxotica. This will be on my YouTube page next week.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
man.
I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Pleasure to meet you.
Another content creator that I reached out to interview during my time in Exotica was the lovely Janice Hart. Janice is not someone who is just resting on her adult content, but is someone who is also branching out into comedy with skits and things that she is placing online on YouTube and on TikTok, as well as a Twitch streamer. Now, mind you, she says she's not really a gamer, she just plays Call of Duty. Unfortunately, much of my content with Janice, the audio quality was seriously degraded during conversion, so much of that was lost. But as you see by this video, her talents were on full display at her booth, which we had to cover up. One of the best aspects as far as erotica is that it encompassed so much, and there were so many things, people, and exhibitors there that you never would think of. And one of those people is the beautiful Nurse J, Becky, whom I've never had the pleasure to meet, but I've seen her at various conventions over the past few years, and is someone who gets some of my friends very excited. So I had to make it a point to get the opportunity to talk and converse with her, to pick her brain a little bit, and also to see what it's like being this renowned cosplayer as well as a full-time traveling nurse.
What's going on, everybody? It's Webster Style, the man, the voice, the fragrance. We're here with none other than the one and only Nurse J, Becky. How you doing today?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Now, the website itself is all about male style, but particularly, I love fragrances. So I want to ask you, what's your favorite fragrance at the moment?
Ooh, my personal favorite fragrance at the moment. There's a new one that I got from Lancome. Belle is the last part of it, but it's in French. It was a recommendation from this lady who was helping me at OSA. She's like, guys really like this scent. They like flock to me whenever I wear it. And she's not lying.
So let me ask you the flip side. What favorite either fragrances or scents do you like when the opposite sex or the same sex? Don't know.
Well, I like musky scents, kind of like masculine, dominant scents for males, more floral, light scents for women, scents that kind of have like a luxurious tone to them. Yeah.
Okay, you're the second person who said that.
Really?
Yes. Very interesting. So what anime are you watching right now?
Oh my gosh, I watch so many, like some are unfinished. Right now, of course, I'm watching Chainsaw Man. I just finished Overlord, the new season, not too long ago. I'm catching up on My Hero. Rent a Girlfriend is like one of my favorite animes, so I'm watching that one as well. I'm watching a lot of Ichi anime as well. I started High Score Girl like 2 years ago. I'm trying to finish High Score Girl because I really like it a lot. It's like a anime, gaming anime. So many.
There are a lot.
Oh my gosh. Is it Classroom of the Elite? I think that's what it is. I'm waiting for that time I was reincarnated into a slime, like the new season. I finished Promised Neverland, which don't go there. Demon Slayer was really good. Waiting for that one to come back out. Of course, today I'm flashy. Lord singing. That's it for right now. I mean, there's a lot more, but some are escaping me.
There are a lot out there to watch.
There are. There's so many. Like, it's really hard to just pick and choose one. Like, sometimes I'll just scroll through Crunchyroll and I'm like, this one looks interesting. I'm just gonna like start watching the first 5 episodes. Like, there's this one on Netflix called Romance Killer. I finished that one. So it's about this girl who's really into like gaming, chocolate, and her cat. And it's all she does, and she doesn't date. And so she like plays this game one day. She's like, what is this like romance type game? And it turns out this wizard pops out the game and they're in charge of like her love life. So they take away all of her like things that she loves and forces her to focus on like guys and relationships and stuff like that. So it's pretty interesting, but it's pretty funny.
That sounds. I'm still trying to get through Shimmy the animation. I'm just so behind on everything. Like until I finish that, I'm not watching anything else.
Understand? Yeah.
One last question for you. Since you are a real life nurse, do you get people who recognize you from your cosplay and your other endeavors?
Like at work,
Yes.
it's very rare that a nurse, like nurses typically don't notice me. It's like the ancillary staff and like security or like the kitchen or whatever. But mainly security has been the main department. But I don't really share my social media and stuff with my coworkers a lot unless I get like close to them, and then I will. But they never judge me for it.
Tell everybody where they can find you.
So you can find me on Twitter, on TikTok, on Instagram at NurseJBecky. You can also follow me. Look at my website at www.nursejbecky.com. You can get to my other social media platforms, including OnlyFans, from there. And reach out to me. I'm very nice. You can chat with me. I go live sometimes. But check out my cosplays and follow me on all platforms.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
It was such a great opportunity to meet and talk with Nurse J. Becky. I hope to do it again in the future. And it was really cool, the fact that I had some brownie point to hold over the head of some of my friends who were super duper excited and jealous at the opportunity that I had. Now, our next interview is a performer whom I only had a passing knowledge of before I actually interviewed her, but I'm glad I made the time to interview her. She is bubbly, exciting, energetic, and just a pleasure to talk to. We're talking about none other than the wonderful Avery Jane.
What's going on, everybody? This is Webster Style, the man, the voice, the fragrance, with the lovely Avery Jane. How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great. Now, I have a couple questions to ask you. Now, we are very much a male style fragrance blog, so I want to ask you, what is your favorite fragrance at the moment?
Ooh, my favorite fragrance?
Or do you have one?
I don't know if I have a favorite fragrance, but my favorite scent is lavender.
Okay, lavender.
I love lavender anything.
Okay, so related question, you may not have answered this. What fragrance or smells on a man drive you wild?
Ooh, you know what? In a man, I love natural musk. I like smelling a man after it's been a few days of like sweating, no shower. I like that armpit smell. I like smelling each person's individual smell.
Okay, all right. Now, outside of the industry, what are your passions?
I'm passionate about animals, especially cats. I love cats. I'm passionate about good food, good drinks, good laughs with good people. I love to dance. I love the arts, so I love dance. I love music. I love to sing. And I'm passionate about keeping my inner child alive, honestly. So I like fun activities like bowling, karaoke, all those cute little things, roller skating. That stuff I love.
That sounds amazing. Look, I'm 44 and I'm always like I'm still 18 at heart, so I totally understand.
Yes.
One last question, maybe a bit toughy. Where do you see Avery Jane in 5 years?
In 5 years, I see Avery Jane producing, owning my own production company, producing internationally in different countries. In 5 years, I'm not sure if I'll have my own agency yet or not, but eventually I'd like to work up to having my own agency too. Basically, I just want to kind of, take over every aspect of the industry. I want to be great at performing, and I want to be a legend for performing. I want to be a legend for producing. I want to be a legend for just kind of making the industry a better and safer place. A lot of big stuff in 5 years.
Okay, well, I thank you very much for your time, Avery. Tell everybody where they can find you.
You guys, you can find me on Instagram, Avery Jane Official. You can find me on Twitter, Avery Jane XO. And then from there, you can find all my spicy websites like my OnlyFans, Pornhub, Xvideos, MiniVids. Google Avery Jane, you'll find me.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Happy Exxotica.
Exxotica DC 2022 was an invigorating, exciting, and educational experience. I look forward to visiting next year, as well as potentially visiting other Exxotica events held around the country in 2023.
Se levou